Hello, strangers. Back again, are we? I knew that you'd be back. And yes, it's story time. Are you ready for your creepy, terrifying tale this week? Because this one is a toothache of a tale. This one is called Teeth. Hello, strangers. Back again for another creepy, terrifying tale, are we? Joe has toothache, and strangely, he wakes up at exactly the same time every night, at exactly 3:33 a.m. with the pain of his tooth hurting. Joe normally gets up bashing around with the pain and cursing heavily, because before waking, he'd have the most horrid dreams, terrible dreams, with a fleshy creature with gums and teeth all over its body. This creature has stubby limbs, crawls along the floor, normally in a smoky, black smoke. It dribbles and growls and moans like it's in pain, with its black eyes randomly all over its body. The dream is so frightening. Its body of twisted flesh with a weird muscly texture. Joe is 32 and a single dad living with his daughter in a flat in London. This poor man has had toothache for an entire week, and his dentists have no space for a whole entire month. His daughter Pearl walks into the room. What's wrong, Daddy? Everything is okay, sweetie. Daddy has toothache. He rolls over to his bedside drawer and pulls out some painkillers. His daughter Pearl is only 5 years old, the age of the questions. What are they, Daddy? They're pills to make my teeth better. Daddy will take these and the pain will go away for a while. I didn't mean to wake you. Do you want cuddles with Daddy? Okay, Daddy. She yawned. The next day was a struggle, getting his daughter up for school, making her breakfast, getting her dressed. The painful tooth made his temper bad. Didn't seem to have any patience for his daughter. He found himself just yelling and shouting and then having to apologize to her. Daddy, did a monster get inside your tooth? Is that what is making you angry? This made him smile. No, sweetie, it's just the pain. It hurts a lot. This is why you have to clean your teeth. Otherwise, you get toothache. Okay, Daddy. They get to school just in time. Bye, Daddy, she shouts as he watches her walk into her classroom. He decided to go to a chemist to get some more painkillers for his tooth. He talked to the lady behind the counter. Can I have the strongest painkillers I can get? The lady moved around the back of the counter for some time and then was holding this packet in her hand. New pills called Bye Bye Pain. This made him laugh a little. What a stupid name. The lady at the chemist said they were the new strongest pills that he could buy over the counter. It did have some side effects, but only 1 out of 100 people would account them. Joe kinda zoned out. The pain was just so unbearable. He didn't care about that one bit. Joe never read the side effects. He thought it was stupid. He needed to make the pain go away no matter what. Wanting to get rid of the... He went to the newsagents and bought a bottle of water. Opened the packet. and swallowed the pills. The pain was gone 20 minutes later. He felt amazingly good after suffering the last few days. The other tablets barely touched the pain and had hardly any effect. All of a sudden he came over, very tired. He had hardly any sleep with the pain, and he forced his eyes open while he walked back home. He got home. He was so tired. He slumped down onto the sofa, and the next thing he knew it, he was in a heavy, deep sleep in his dreams. He wakes and finds himself in bed. Shadows fill the space in his bedroom. He looks around. Something is crawling towards him. Suddenly, he jumps as his phone rings. He's so shocked with the feeling of being pulled from his dream. He answers his phone. "Hello there, Mr. Roberts. Your daughter is in the office." Joe panics, looking over at the clock. Damn, is she okay? I'll be there as fast as I can." "Yes, Mr. Roberts. She's fine." The phone goes silent, and he bolts out the door. He weirdly sees no one, not even a bird or a car can be heard. It was foggy and damp. It made him feel like he was walking into a horror movie. He runs as fast as he can down to the school, not even hearing his footsteps on the path. He runs down to the school's office door and tries to open it, but no one is there. He bangs on the doors, but still no one answers. No one is there at all. Standing there confused, he looked back on his phone history. No one is there. What is the time? It's 2 p.m. He looks back on his phone history. Nothing. No calls. He stands confused. He walks over and sits on a bench and looks at his phone, trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Was it all in his dream? It seemed so real. He decided to sit and wait for his daughter to come out at 3 o'clock. While sitting on the bench, his toothache came back, and it started throbbing and hurting all over again. Then Joe had a thought. It might be the tablets that's given him weird dreams. But then, he hadn't slept in the daytime for years. His tooth started to pulse in pain. Fuck it, he gets more tablets out. I have to have a good afternoon with Pearl today. Joe had been so down and so angry the last few days. He decided to go and get some treats for Pearl and her favourite magazine. He waited around till 3 to collect her. 3, he collected his daughter from school. He collected his daughter and they walked home. On the walk home, Joe asked Pearl if she had a nice day at school. "It was good, Daddy," Pearl said. "We were talking about teeth today. And about cavities." He rolled his eyes. "I've had enough of teeth. I got you some treats. And I got myself some new tablets. Ones to make my teeth all better." She looked over to the sweets in his hands. Daddy, won't I get cavities?" He laughs. Okay. They get home, and Joe tips Pearl's sweets into a dish. He looks down suddenly, hearing a strange pinging sound from the jelly sweets. He looks down. The bowl is full of teeth, covered in blood. He's shocked. He looks down, but this time, they're just sweets. He tips them into the bin anyway. Joe started to rub his eyes, feeling very tired again. "Hey, sweetie, shall we watch Frozen and play princesses?" Okay, Daddy. Pearl ran off and came back with a crown and a teddy. He slumps back down onto the sofa and puts on the movie. But then he finds himself in the kitchen cutting carrots. "Nuggets and carrots for dinner," he shouts. But there's no sound. He walks into the living room. There's dark shadows and smoke and an eerie sound coming from the TV. Frozen paused. The TV is disturbing and distorted. He looks around and Pearl is nowhere to be seen. Then he hears screaming from upstairs. More smoke appears as he runs up the staircase. He sees the hideous creature from his dream, and it jumps at his face, pulling Joe's mouth around with its stubby limbs. He looks over. With the knife still in his hand, the creature starts pulling at Joe's teeth. While biting him, the creature starts pulling at his teeth and laying across him. Joe looks around to try and find his daughter, but the creature is holding him down. Joe stabs it on the side of its head. But then he wakes again in a shock. But he's in the bathroom with a dish and a hammer. With a dish and a hammer in the sink. He smiles to himself in the big mirrors. He pulls open his lips and starts to look at his teeth. He takes the hammer and starts smashing them out one by one. "Fuck you," he says after smashing each one out. With blood spraying all over the mirror. He wipes the mirror, smearing the blood to make a small space to see his new toothless smile. Then he wakes from the sofa and jumps up to his feet, where he had nodded off watching Frozen. He rubs his face. "These dreams are so bad," he thinks to himself. "I don't think I'll be using these pills again. These dreams feel so real." He looks around for his daughter, but he can't see her anywhere. Frozen is still playing on the TV. He looked around, thinking that maybe he hadn't been to sleep for so long. He rubbed his face. His teeth were all hurting him. He ran his tongue against his teeth, but nothing was there. "Fuck, my teeth!" He ran to the bathroom to find the hammer, the blood-smeared mirror, and his teeth in a dish. He began to panic. He began to panic even more. He must have done this in his sleep. He runs upstairs, shouting his daughter as blood runs from his mouth. He goes into his bedroom and sees his daughter, bite marks all over her skin, shouting her name. He holds her in his arms and turns her face, shouting her name as she lays lifeless on the floor. He holds her in his arms. He turns her head. He turns her face. She has a knife sticking out of her head. And she has a hideous, big, toothless smile upon her lifeless, dead face. And every single one of her teeth was missing. Poor Joe is now screaming. Joe screams and cries and sobs as he holds her. Poor Joe. It looks like those tablets worked better than what he thought. Doesn't look like he would ever get toothache again, hey? Well, I hope you enjoyed this creepy, terrifying tale. And I'll see you next time, or in your nightmares. And don't forget to check those side effects on them tablets. Surely you must be scared now. And if you are, or if you're not, you should subscribe, since I did this for you. Thank you so much for coming along, and have the most gruesome day. And I'll see you next time for another creepy, terrifying tale. Goodbye. Bye. You subscribed yet? Why are you still here? I said bye.